Good day, YouTube. We're back for another one, another tier list that is not a tier list. And this time we're talking about the two champions that were added last month, which are Captain Britain and Omega Sentinel. Two really good champions. Clearly my favorite last month was Omega Sentinel. She was an absolutely amazing champion. So much she can do. But first we got to talk about Captain Britain. Now, as you can see right here, Captain Britain, I put her in a plug and play section of my tier list that isn't a tier list under high skill. She has high skill cap. She has a very unique play style. Matter of fact, it's kind of, when I was playing her, I played her on the CCP beta. When I was playing her, you got to enter her psionic mode. And in order to enter her psionic mode, you got to throw your special. Now, after you enter psionic mode, if you do a light attack, you get an exhaustion buff. If you do a medium attack, you get a slow, and if you do a heavy, you get a weakness buff. Now, my only complaints about those three buffs is there's no way to refresh them or stack them. They're literally just used so you, as currency, as MSD said, to get buffs for when you exit psionic mode, and you exit psionic mode after a certain amount of time, I believe, and you purify all the debuffs, so slow, weakness, and what was the other one? Exhaustion. And you get fury, you get a cruelty, and you get an unstoppable. And you can stack those, but you can't stack your debuffs. And that was literally my only complaint about her, because I tried refreshing the debuffs, did not work. Try stacking the debuffs, could not do it. You literally just using the debuffs to get the buffs for Captain Britain. There's nothing wrong with that, but Captain Britain is in the mutant class, and that class is stacked. They got plenty of champions that are good for incursions, good for the damage masteries, good for battlegrounds. Me personally, I do not think Captain Britain will be good for any of those modes. I think she's more of a questing champ, and I wouldn't use her to quest like Labyrinth of Legends or the Abyss, but more so like maybe the monthly event quest, or maybe some variants, possibly maybe act 1 through 6, maybe possibly 7 too. But yeah, she has some interesting synergies as well. Her synergies are okay. They're not great. I pretty much, if I was to pull this champion, which I did as a 5-star, I will pull her. I would just use her by herself. Maybe possibly make her a horseman from APOC. But her synergy is okay. She has a good synergy with Domino, called It's Good to Be Lucky. And this basically means synergy champion striking an opponent with a critical hit has a 21% chance to grant a non-stacking precision buff, increasing critical rating by 14% for 7 seconds. That isn't bad. Now, Captain Britain does have a synergy with Night Thrasher that will extend her debuffs by 20%, but that's okay. But I mean, we need to be able to stack those debuffs or refresh them or something. 20% is nice, but they're not. They still expire really quickly, and they're primarily only used for the buffs on Captain Britain. So, but yeah, she's a high skill champion, plug and play. I don't think she'll be like a good defender. I just feel like she's only good for questing, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, that's a really good attribute to have. But yeah, like, she's not immune. She doesn't have any immunities really. Her debuffs you can't stack, but she does have a lot of damage output potential. Like, once you stack her buffs on her, she can output a lot of damage. I've done it. It's quite impressive, but at the rate the game is going, you need champions with immunities. You need some kind of utility or some kind of synergies, and she doesn't really have that. But she's still an interesting champion to play. A little bit of a high skill cap, and yeah, that's pretty much everything to Captain Britain right there. But next, let's talk about another amazing champion, my most favorite champion from this month, and it's got to be Omega Sentinel. Omega Sentinel, wow, they did such a great job with their champion. And unfortunately with Omega Sentinel, I had to put her right here because she has a very, very high skill cap. But if you can master her, and there are many rotations for her, you can do a lot with her. She has bleed and poison resistance, which is really good. She, like, so if she receives a bleed debuff or a poison debuff, she won't take any damage, and she'll actually start regening. She has armor ups. She has passive shocks. She has incinerates. She has like different modes she goes in when she activates a heavy. I think it is, she has a heal block mode. What else is it? She also has cowardice debuff, and a tracking debuff. So she counters pretty much every mutant in the game, like from Kitty Pryde to Magneto. And the great thing about her, Omega Sentinel, she's a metal champion, and she still can easily take down Magneto, who's known to just demolish all metal champions. Omega Sentinel did such a great job with her, but again, she has a really high skill cap. I'm still trying to learn her rotation. I did see a few rotations, like if you do a medium, then a heavy, then another medium, and a heavy, then you throw your SP1, you can refresh your debuffs on the opponent, and the debuffs, you can pause them if you do end a combo with the light. There's so much going on. Like, her play style is a little complicated, I will not lie. I did have a time trying to play her, and first time I played her, it didn't go that well. But that's okay, because after I learned playstyle and got familiar with the playstyle, I began to get better with her. And there are so many things she can do in this game. So yeah, she also has prestige. So I feel like she's going to break arena records. Like, she's pretty much, in my opinion, the best champion they released this year, even though she has a high skill cap. Like, it's going to take a minute to master her. But once you master her, like mutants, and matter of fact, she's not even just good for mutants. She's good for plenty of other champions because she can counter miss. She also has the heal block and the cowardice, so she counters mutants with the prowess buff on them. So yeah, there's not much she really can't do in this game. Like, wow, they did such a great job. So I put her under plug and play, but high skill cap, and she's good for the damage masteries. She's also good for incursions. I even think she would be good on battlegrounds on offense or defense. If I were to pull her, I'll probably use her offensively, but she can definitely do some things on defense as well. Other than that, on my tier list, there wasn't much else I really changed, in my opinion. Like, I did move Ghost up to high skill cap. I had her in that needs to be awakened, but she's a very high skill cap champion. Cannot talk, but that's okay. Other than that, we don't have much change to anything. Everyone's still in the same place. Plug and play account changing. This is the plug and play section right here. No real movements. And if we move over here to Synergy Champions, no real movement over here. Everyone still remains the same, and that's okay. And then we got our defensive champions right here. War Defenders, account changing champions. Then needs to be awakened, and then needs high sig. But yeah, Omega Sentinel, Captain Britain, both great champions. Clearly Omega Sentinel is the better of the two champions. Captain Britain, if you could stack her debuffs or refresh her debuffs in any kind of way, she would be great. But since you can't, her debuffs are literally just used for offensive purposes. There's not much we can really do with that. But Omega Sentinel, amazing job, really amazing job. So yeah, that's my tier list. That isn't a tier list. And if you're wondering, the Ultron next to her name means they're good for incursions. The little drop, the red thing right here, means they're good for the damage mastery. So just wanted to update you on that. But if you did like this video, which I hope you did, I don't know what happened there, please hit that like button. And for anyone new here, if you can hit that subscribe button, I would greatly appreciate it. Y'all take care and have a great and wonderful day.